And then the next thing I want to show you is the Physalis, or the ground cherry. They are this really interesting little fruit that grows kind of like, hanging down like that. And these little leaves, or actually I'm not even sure about the direction, so don't quote me on that. These leaves kind of dry up, and inside is this beautiful yellow, kind of almost orange looking fruit. And if anybody hasn't had one of these yet, they are pretty sweet, somewhat reminiscent of like, of a cherry in that they're tart, but they're very odd because on the inside they are almost more like a tomato with like tiny, tiny little seeds, and they're quite good. So I usually just kind of twist them off and you just eat this part. You obviously don't eat the leaves. They're very cool, and my brother has grown these in the past. Apparently the plant gets really big and kind of spreads like crazy. In more moderate climates, this is a perennial, so it will actually come back year after year. In our climate, I don't think it will, so you have to save the seeds and then, just do a new planting each year. Or put them in a pot maybe at the end of the season and then, replant them out in the springtime. But anyway, so I wanted to show you these seeds. I've already taken out a bunch, and I'm going to, well, these are already dried, so I'm going to just save a bunch of these. I'll probably save some more, and yeah, and then I'll probably plant these out in the spring, and I may even get a few going sooner just to see if if they'll do okay now. But I don't think we have enough sunlight, quite honestly, so I should probably wait. But yeah, I figured it won't harm anything. So these are the ground cherry seeds that you can see. I just bit into one of them, and I'm going to take out some of these seeds, just spread some around in a pot, and we'll see if they grow out. I think it is a little bit too early in the season to be doing this, but hey, it's an experiment. We'll see what happens. And I do have a bunch more that I put aside to get dried, and I already have some dried ones that I'm going to put away, and then I'll be starting those in probably like February, and we'll see how they grow. But I don't know, couldn't really wait. I'm kind of too curious to see how this grows. So I'm going to start these now. Alright, so I know it's super late in the season and these probably won't come to anything, but I did try to grow some Physalis from the seeds that I dried out, and they did sprout. These are these little guys here. That's actually a weed, and I think these are also the Physalis. Just this row, and this one didn't come out, or maybe has already died. This has been sitting in water too long. We've had a lot of rain. So I'm going to plant these out into the garden and just see if they come to anything. They probably won't. I'll have to do this experiment again, but I'll share it with you guys. That'll probably be next year, and we'll see what happens from these, but I'll let you know. So yeah, just subscribe, make sure you're signed up, and then I'll show you guys what happens with them, or if nothing, then next year we'll do another experiment. Alright, so these little Physalis plants, these 4 guys here, and I got a bunch of other ones in pots still. They all grew from the seed that I saved last year, or actually they might even be 2 years old at this point. I have to check. I'll maybe just type in what they actually are, but I think they're 2 years old. So I had them dried out, and I sprouted them, started them in little paper tubes, just like everything else, and then lo and behold, they're growing into nice little specimens now. So you can see they have really nice little leaves. The garden slugs and snails unfortunately thought so too, so some of them have some chew marks on them, but hopefully here in the mulch they will be left alone. So I'm going to plant them out here, and we'll see how they progress. But pretty excited. Hopefully these will grow and mature, and maybe we'll get Physalis for a change from our own plants. I'm really excited to see some flowers finally coming on the Physalis here. You can see this guy in here, looking pretty nice. Just a bunch of little ones developing here, and more on the ends. Over here you can see one close up as well, really nice. There's a little one down here. So these are really cool. I'm really happy. Maybe we'll see some fruit this year. I'm really excited. I'll show you guys more as they develop further. Alright, so a bit of a sad turn of events here. We had a night of freakishly cold. I think it was around -3. So almost everything in the garden froze. did a video about it when it was thawing out in the morning. You guys may have seen that with some music. But anyway, the Physalis seems to have pretty much died. All the leaves are like pretty much dried up, curled up. I don't know if the main plant is dead. I may try to still save one. I wish I had taken it out earlier, but anyway, whatever, so goes life. This Physalis growing adventure seems like it might have to go on for a while more. But anyway, these are the little lanterns here, as you can see. And you can see a nice, really big one over there. So there's a couple more. I think maybe there's like 3. Yeah, there's another one over here. I'm going to collect them. And I'm going to put them in a bag, like a paper bag with an apple, and see if they finish ripening up that way. Because this little husk is supposed to turn kind of papery and thin. This one's almost ready maybe, but I don't want to open it. We'll just see what happens, and then yeah, I'll give it like a day or 2 in the bag and see what happens. Alright, let's pick them and bring them home. Alright, so it's been several days. I've had the fruit in the bag here, in this paper bag, with an apple, in the hope that the gas that the apple gives off will help ripen the fruits. So let's take them out and see what they look like. Sorry. There we go, here's 2 of them. So the husk has now gotten nice and papery. It isn't really the nice golden color that it usually would get. I have some store-bought ones here for comparison. So I just bought these in the store recently, and you can see that the husk is more of kind of a really dried out kind of, you know, parchment looking kind of texture. But let's get them all out and we'll see if they look okay. Here's the last one. So this one looks pretty good maybe. Let's open them up and I'll show you what they look like inside the little husk. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Let's see if I can. Ah, boo! It's not ripe. So this should be a nice, beautiful yellow, like the ones in there, like that one. So this one did not fully ripen. I don't know if it would if I leave it in there longer. I may try that as well. Let's see if this one is yellow. I'm just going to stop the video, and I'll just stop the video and do this with 2 hands. So there you have it. One of them has ripened to the correct yellow color. The other 2 are actually very green, and this one has kind of started drying out as well, so I don't think this would actually ripen any further. I'm probably going to try to eat them anyway, especially this one, but I'll try to take some seeds out of this. I do have some seeds dried from my original batch, and I will be planting this again. So the saga continues. I will try to do a better job of this next year. This is what they should look like. You can see the store-bought ones are really nice, yellow, golden. I mean, that other one did ripen, so you know that one did come to maturity. But anyway, it's a really interesting fruit. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me try with this. I will be trying again next year, and it's just a learning process, you know, when to start them and when to get them out. I didn't really have ideal conditions this year. As we get our house you know, more finished and finalized and moved in, I should have a lot more time to be able to deal with things in the garden and do things at the right time, and you know, get a greenhouse going and all that kind of stuff, or at the very least a cold frame would also still be really helpful, and that would extend my growing season, and I'm sure the rest of these would have ripened as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. See you in the next one, and thanks for everybody's support. Bye.